Today we're gonna edit the intro to my latest video for Mischa. It's called CGV19. One of the things, I don't know if everybody uses this, but I learned about how to use under the smart bins here. When you click on these three buttons or three dots up here, you could choose show smart bins. And when you do, it has these smart bins over here. One of them is timelines, and if you click on timelines, it filters everything in your project to just show the timelines that you're working on. So that's like the first thing I do oftentimes is click on timelines and go to the latest timeline. And today, before I started recording, I duplicated V2 to V3. So that's what we're going to be working with here today. I'm going to open that up. And before we get started, I'll just point out a couple things. I've been working on a project template for CubeCraft videos that I edit, and I'm really starting to dial in. I used to use a project or a timeline template just to kind of set up my timeline, but recently I switched to a project template. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Let me close this. And right here, CubeCraft project template. So when I open that, it's just an empty project, but you'll see that I've color-coded footage, B-roll, music, sound effects up here on the media pool. And if I open up the blank timeline called CGVX, that's the variable. So I'm working on 19 now. I would replace that with 19. And when I open that, you'll see that I've got these my tracks all over here. I've got 3 audio tracks. I've got screen, camera, B-roll, V4 and V5 are, let me see what I called those, VFX and video. So those are just kind of random names because it's just for video type things I drop on there. And I've color coded them all. And one of the things I just recently changed this morning was for B-roll. I made it a blue because that's the default. So when I'm adding markers, it's already blue. And so I had it yellow for a while because I like yellow for B-roll for whatever reason. But then every time I add B-roll, which is quite a bit in the beginning, I would have to also change the color to yellow. So instead, I'm just going to keep it as blue, since that's kind of like the most usage I do with markers is adding B-roll. But anyway, I got the color coding going on here. I've got this color coding up here, and I've got a template for my timeline that I like that kind of sets me up for success. Got my smart bins for timelines here, and then of course I've got my power bins over here. And these power bins are specific to each project library. So I have a power bin specifically for CubeCraft, because for CubeCraft, I always am looking for Kubernetes and DevOps related types of logos that I need, and I don't really need those in anything other than CubeCraft projects. So I have a power bin specifically for CubeCraft tied to the CubeCraft project library on Blackmagic Cloud. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into the edit. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to open up CGV19. Almost 10 minutes in, and I haven't even started editing. So let's open up V3. Here we go. So what I'm working on here is just this beginning. I've already got the endpoint right there. That's when he switches into the other, the meat of the video. So let's just watch the intro together and get to work.
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa. I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in.
Okay, so that's what we're working on today. So one thing I'm going to do is I cut this a little bit close. So I'm going to edit out just a little snippet here.
Jump in. Functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in.
All right, right there. I'm going to hit S on my keyboard to create a split. And then I should be able to hit W, which would delete this part here up to the cut. Let me see. No, that's not right. So let me see. Yeah, I've been experimenting with some new keyboard shortcuts, and that one I'm not quite sure on how to use yet. So I'm just gonna manually delete that. There we go.
Functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in. So I have one.
Okay, and even here, I don't like that. Needs to be tightened up a little bit. Let's see. I think I'll go right here. Okay, so yeah, now here, if I just hit Q, that will delete everything from my playhead back to the last cut. So let's do that. There we go. And let's see how that looks.
Let's jump in. So I have one of these.
Okay, a little bit tight, but no, what I got in mind is what I want to do. I've been thinking about this. Is I want to select everything to the right with Option Y. Then I'm going to move it all to the right a little bit. And what I want to do is make a split here. I haven't done this on CubeCraft videos before, but I want to have a really quick zoom out of the CubeCraft logo. So let's see here. How do I not have a CubeCraft logo? I've been moving some things around in my power bins, and I think I've inadvertently lost the CubeCraft logo. School, maybe this is it. Oh, there we go. School CubeCraft logo. Okay. I don't know why I have it called School CubeCraft logo, but that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is drag this over here.
So let's jump in.
Okay, and then I'm going to have it switch or show the logo, but then I want to do some kind of a zooming effect. So let's check that out. Magnify, zoom. Here we go. Yeah. So it's going to be really quick.
So let's jump in.
I think when you shrink the clip, you have to also adjust the animation. Yeah, it says animation error, animation too long. So I think for that, you just adjust this. It still says too long. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, right there.
Jump in. Jump in.
Okay, so I don't like in and out. I think what I want is just out.
Let's jump in.
Actually, I did a similar effect on another video for Make It Work. I want to go take a look at that, see how I did it. While we're waiting for this here, so this is a new setup for me. I have, I'm recording my camera here on a Canon M50, and this is, I think, the first video I've done where I do not have the Canon M50 plugged into the computer. It's solely saving to the SD card. I'm recording in 1080p on this just to kind of save some space and I'm fine with 1080p quality for face cam, honestly, but I think I could record in 4K on this, and I might try that in the future. But essentially, though, the point is that I'm recording to the Canon SD card. And then on my computer, I'm using ScreenFlow. If we go right here, ScreenFlow. And if I even look here under show recording monitor, this is my monitor for ScreenFlow, shows my mic's working. But I'm using ScreenFlow to record only the screen, the microphone, and the computer audio so that you can hear what Mischa says in the video as I edit it. And then I'm basically, when I'm done, I pop the SD card out, stick it in the computer, export the track from ScreenFlow, and then take both of those and pull them into DaVinci Resolve and edit the project just like I do Mischa's videos, which is you use like a clap to align the audio, which may not even be really necessary, but it's for good measure. So anyway, I'm just pointing that out because this is the first time I'm actually doing it this way. Typically, I would record with my webcam, but then, well, with ScreenFlow, you can technically export 2 tracks. When you're done, you can export the audio, I mean the video from the webcam and the screen recording. So I technically don't need to do it this way if I wanted to use my webcam. But the point is that my Canon M50 is a much higher quality camera than my webcam, which I use an iPhone for that. So iPhone's pretty good quality for sure, but there are a few extra steps for better quality. Okay, so here I wanted to take a look at the timelines for this other project because I did one of these kind of quick zoom ins on the Make It Work logo in this other one, and I just want to see what did I do to make that happen. So, I think it was YouTube. Oh, here we go. YouTube 1 v3. Let's see. I think it's this one. Okay, let's see.
For me,
Yeah, right here.
With.
Yep, that's it. Okay.
To work with.
Yeah, a light like that.
Work with.
So slides down, makes a little swishing sound, and is in and out like that. So I'm gonna try to recreate that. So let me see. First of all, we have the image, right? And then we have, oh, and I guess we didn't even do an effect. It just comes down. So let's see, what kind of transition are we using here? So slide, transition type, slide. 0.2 seconds, 5 frames, slide, top down. Okay, so here's one of the things that I do when I need to remember something. I take a screenshot, but the way I use screenshots are I use Clean Shot Pro, I think it's called, Clean Shot. So I want to record this information here. So I programmed this function key on my split keyboard. It says M1. It has M1 through M5, and those are programmable keys. And so I've programmed M1 to do a screenshot. So I'm going to do M1. I'm going to grab this section here, and then it pops it down on the bottom left here. And if I click this little icon here, it says pin to the screen, then it pins it right here. And so I can move it around. So I think that's all I need here. And let's see if I can see how. Anyway, I think I have enough. So I'm going to go. Yeah, and there's no zooming or anything, right? It just slides in and out, and then this swoosh sounds. So let's see what we have. Audio, swoosh close, and then Oh, they're both switch closes. Okay. Audio object. Let me get a screenshot of that as well, so I can find that. Audio. Okay. Now I've got the two components I need. If I do B-roll sounds, audio, here we go. Swish, close. So I'm gonna, now one thing, do they have, yeah, reveal in Finder. Excellent, okay. Reveal in Finder. So I've got the sound that I want right here. So what I want to do is I don't want to move it from that sound folder. I need to keep that in place. So what I'm going to do is drag it to Yoink here. So I'm gonna Yoink's another app that I use, which places a little drop zone on the corner of my screen so that I can move files around. So if I start to drag this thing and I hit plus, meaning I want to copy it, and I put it onto Yoink down here, Yoink's going to hold on to it. Then I'm going to go to my Finder. I use forklift as a Finder replacement, and I'm doing, what is this? So projects, CubeCraft 19, and I want to pop it in here. So if I do this, now I've got it in my project folder. So now I want to do, what do I want to do? I actually want to go into Resolve. Let's switch back to our other project. I'm sure this is all completely scattered for a recording, but I don't really care. I'm just recording how I work. And if you find it interesting, then thanks for watching. Okay, so a frog in my throat today. So B-roll sound effects here. I'm gonna drag this into the sound effects. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Then I'm going to open up CGV3. I'm gonna get rid of the effect because I don't want to whip zoom on that. Then I'm going to do the transition slide. So this is where my little pinned screenshots are coming in handy. I want to do transition type slide. Okay, so here's one thing that I learned recently. It's really cool. I think Mr. Alex Tech, I learned this on there. So if we go to effects and it's a video transition, and if you instead of, I've always done this where I've either scrolled and just looked for whatever I need to find, or I would click into this little search bar and then start typing. But what I learned is that all you have to do is go to video transitions, click on any one of these. So I'll just click on the first one, and then you just start typing the words that represent the transition you want. So it's kind of like a real-time search. So I want the slide. So I'm going to start typing slide. And there it is, slide. That's crazy. It's such a little a little thing, but what a great tip. Okay, so I'm going to drag this slide. Well, actually, before I do that, well, maybe I do. So I'm going to drag that here. And then I'm going to hold Option, drag it to the right to create another one. And then I'm just going to, well, maybe I'll stretch it out to a little bit. Let's go to 12 or something. 12. Then I think I'm going to drag this out a little bit too. I don't know how far we want to go, but let's just try that. Okay, and then for slide, we have what? 0.2 seconds. So let's do 0.2 over 5 frames. Slide left, right. No, let's do top down. Because I liked the effect that we saw earlier, so I'm just going to stick with that. And then this one I'm going to do top down, bottom up. Did it slide up, bottom up? I don't remember. And we'll do this over 5 frames. 5 frames. Okay. I don't know. Let's take a look.
So let's jump in.
Okay. Maybe I'm missing the audio, so it doesn't seem as exciting. So let's add the audio. So I'll go my media pool, sound effects, and then these are some newish. There we go. I put music. So audio is Mischa. I'm just gonna put. Thinking about renaming that to Mischa. Mischa music. And I had sound effects under the music. So let's drag this over here. Right at the start. And then we'll duplicate that and put it right. Oh, how come I didn't duplicate that? There we go. All right, let's try that. Okay, so the audio is off a little bit.
Jump in.
And then this one. Okay, I like that. I think that's pretty good. A little long, so I'm going to shrink this up a little bit.
Jump in.
Yeah, still a little long.
Jump in.
So I like it, but
Jump in.
there's something about I like how the logo drops in and the sound, and you see the logo for CubeCraft, and then I like how it disappears in the sound. But then I guess I'm left wanting. But I guess that's because it's just going to a black screen right now. So let's pull it in. So if I do. Let's do everything to the right with Option Y, but I don't want this one, so I'm going to do Command and click it. And then I'm going to pull these over to here. Let's now see what that looks like. Wait.
Engineer, so let's jump in. So I have one of these. Jump in. So I have one of. Here, so let's jump in. So I have one of.
Okay, I rather like that. The only thing I'm realizing I don't like is the the logo is huge and it's not that crisp. I think I need a better, higher resolution version of that. But so what I think first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to reduce the size of it. Maybe that's all I need to do.
Jump in. So I have one of.
I like that. I like the sound. I think it's a little bit fast though. So I might extend it out a little bit, but I think for now this is pretty much what I was shooting for. It's just basically a transition from his intro into the rest of the video.
Engineer, so let's jump in. So I have one of these.
I do like that. Okay. All right. I'm going to save that. Even though I have autosave, I just want to save it for good measure because that's how I do. And okay, so that was the first thing I wanted to work on. Now let's go I'm gonna replay the beginning because now I need to start thinking about, okay, like, the initial like zoom in effect and uh, whatever else I wanna do here because that's just the tail end of the intro.
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa. I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a function.
Okay, so a couple of things here. I'm gonna add some markers so I don't forget. So one thing I wanted to do, well, let's
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa. I've taught Kubernetes.
okay, so here I'm gonna say add Misha name and title.
Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point.
Okay, and this is 1,000 people, so we're gonna want a number there.
And I'm going to
and then I want to say Kubernetes logo,
share
and then that's gonna actually probably be more up here.
1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap. And
Okay, and we have a roadmap, so some kind of a visual of a roadmap here.
the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's just
Okay, so from zero to full engineer. So there's something to represent that.
jump in. So I have one of
Okay, I love that little sound thing. Okay, so first of all, let's work on the zoom in. So I think I've done this a number of times. I always forget the exact steps and settings, and so I might refer to the tutorial that I follow. But it's a whip template, and I don't know if I need to splice up a little intro piece or not. I think I just drop adjustment clip on. So if you're not using adjustment clips, start using adjustment clips. I have it favorited, so I can just grab my adjustment clip. I think I need this. I put it right here at the beginning. Then I do a whip zoom. Actually, I don't think I need I think the whip zoom's a generator, so I can just drop it right on the timeline. Yeah. So
if you want
okay, so this is what I'm looking for is
to learn Kubernetes.
the whip zoom. One of the first things I do
If you want to learn
is
Kubernetes but you
this
don't
point where kind of in the middle of the whip zoom where it's zoomed in on Misha, one of the first things you have to do is to align the eyes. And so actually I'm gonna get rid of these now because I don't need those anymore. So I turn on Fusion Overlay, and that puts this little green X here. And if I move the X right between the eyes, now he's centered in the frame. So let's just make sure that looks good.
If you want to learn Kubernetes.
Yep, that looks good. And then we go back to the beginning, and this is where we start to tweak the settings for this effect. So whip zoom. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I had a few settings that I like to use just based on this tutorial I watched by the whip template guy. I don't remember the settings, so I'm going to just crank up the motion blur, mess around with the easing. I'm going to tweak the start size to be back a little bit, so like maybe right there. End size, that's fine. Continued zoom, we'll crank that up a little bit. Then I think that might be good. Let's just see what that looks like.
You want to,
Yeah. Let the render catch up here.
if you want to
Okay.
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch.
Okay, and I don't want the out. I don't like the out animation.
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch.
Okay, so I like starting with Mischa. I think it's a good place to start is with him, just saying, showing his face, showing what he's talking about, and then start adding in B-roll. I have been wanting to experiment with starting with B-roll, but I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video. I think this actually works rather well. So
If, if you want to learn Kubernetes,
learn Kubernetes. So I think right there is where I'm going to actually put, if you want to learn Kubernetes, and then drop the Kubernetes logo.
if you want to learn Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin,
Kubernetes, but don't know where to begin. So that's where we could even have like somebody doubt where to begin, something like that. So this is where I'm gonna do. Oh, let's add the Kubernetes logo first of all. So I'm gonna go again. Where's my media pool master logos? Kubernetes right there. Okay, we got our Kubernetes logo. Let's drop that right here. I don't know, we'll keep it going. And of course we want to resize that. I really should save one of these that's smaller, but then again, I kind of like controlling that. I got to figure out, so it might be cool to have it like spin in or something. Kubernetes. So I could either do that. I got the logo, which that works. I just have to apply some kind of effect or something, or I could do some kind of B-roll here. So Kubernetes B-roll. So let's see if I did. Let me just see this. Let me do Kubernetes. I don't know. Let's check this out. So what I'm thinking of is like, instead of just the logo itself, maybe some kind of a screenshot or something. What is this? Kubernetes.io. This is all pretty boring stuff to show, but this actually might be good. So if I wanted to do this, one of the things I'll do is shrink up my screen a little bit here, and then let's do this. Let's grab a screenshot. I don't think I want that bottom part. Okay, so we got our screenshot. Let's drag that to Yoink. Let's go to our Finder forklift, drop it into the project, rename it to Kubernetes homepage maybe. And then let's drop that in here. I'm just gonna, oops, Shift E to, I don't want to deal with that logo just yet. So I'm gonna do, now that's B-roll. Whip zoom is not a B-roll. So I think what I want to do is drop that up here. Let's grab, this, and then we want to drop it into images. Okay, where did that go? I don't see the thing I just dropped in there. Let's do this again. There we go. Okay. And let's drop that here. Actually, I want that above because I don't want to zoom in on that. So we've got our Kubernetes homepage.
If you want to learn Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin,
Okay, Kubernetes.
this is the video to watch.
Okay, so if I am going to use this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use an effect like, let's see, effect, whip template, no, magic toolkit, double, so maybe this, enter, no, pop out, no, triple, maybe triple, what does that do? Let's drop it on there.
If you want to learn Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa.
Okay, it's a cool effect, but I think things need to be things need to be quicker at this point. So I'm not quite sure I'm on the right track here.
Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin. This is
one of those things where actually I could start with this.
If you want to learn Kubernetes,
I don't like it though. I like to put it right here.
If you want to learn Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa.
Okay, I kind of like this, but I'm going to have to fine tune it. So what I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to move it up one, and then I'm going to grab, I like to drop a background under stuff like this. So I'm going to put that here.
Learn Kubernetes, but you don't know.
Okay, and then I want to take this visual and start tweaking this a little bit. So magic zoom, triple. I actually haven't used this effect. So motion blur first. So we have pivot point details. So I'm wondering if I need to turn on my fusion overlay. Yeah, well, I see these little icons so I can control where and how things move apparently. So pivot transition seconds is 1. So first of all, let's drop that to 0.5. Time to second, time to third. Curve. Easing, zoom details.
Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is...
Okay, so...
Kubernetes, but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa.
All right, I don't know. I might tweak that later, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of this video here, I think I'm gonna keep this, but I probably will dig in deeper on how to use the whatever that effect is, that triple zoom thing, to really make it just kind of pop, like show it, transition, boom, boom, and gone. So I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm going to work on it, because I do think showing the Kubernetes homepage really quickly while he's talking about that might have a better effect than just the Kubernetes logo. But we'll see. By the time this thing gets released, which should be within the next week, it might just end up being the Kubernetes logo flying in or something like that, if I can't get this to look good. But I'm fairly happy where this is going. So let's move on.
But you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch.
Okay.
My name is Mischa.
Now he's still zoomed in there, so what I'm going to do is, let's zoom out.
To watch. My name is Mischa. I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000.
Okay, 1,000 people. So I think I'm going to try, what titles? Let's do, I like this one here. Let's do 1,000 people right here.
1,000 people at this.
And let's change this to 1,000. Probably just 1,000. I was gonna write 1,000 people, but I think just 1,000 is all I need.
Over 1,000 people at this.
Okay, let's move it up a little bit.
Taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point.
At this point, let's drag it out a little bit, and then I want to make this bigger. 1,000 is pretty significant. And then let's move it around. So if
I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point.
I don't like that. I never put words over his face. But where do I want to put this? Probably here, right? I could put it up here.
I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap.
Okay, roadmap. So here's where I want to do. I've been starting to use this site a little more. What is it? Pexels. And let's do like a roadmap, and I actually want to do video. Yeah, okay. I kind of like this. So let me hear. What does he say?
People at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap.
Full roadmap. Okay. The full roadmap. So okay, so we've got these kind of generic roadmap videos. This one looks like that might be fun. That might be a little bit too out there though. Full roadmap. So I could do one of these generic type of roadmap videos, or I could take something from his site. Maybe let's go to KubeCraft, classroom, certification roadmap. But this isn't about certification. It's about the journey of learning Kubernetes. So I'm just wondering if Mischa has something on his site that's usable. DevOps roadmap. I wonder if that would have something. And then there's the whole, let's see, there's the DevOps roadmap. Let's just see if a simple DevOps roadmap can yield something. This looks pretty complicated. Yeah, so this is DevOps, and he's talking about Kubernetes, right?
Over 1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's
Kubernetes engineer. So let's do Kubernetes engineer roadmap. I don't know what that is. That's interesting. It's just like a bunch of LinkedIn roadmap. Let's see. Image. It's the same thing, but it's this one's DevOps, this one's Kubernetes. Step-by-step guide. So I don't really know anything about roadmap.sh. And I don't really want to. Community created roadmaps. Okay, so I didn't want to lift something from someone else's, proprietary roadmap or whatever. So, but this looks like it says community created roadmaps, best practices, projects, things like that. So it's kind of I think this might actually be worth looking at here. So if I were to, I don't think I need all that stuff. If I start maybe up here, and let's grab this and just see what this looks like. If we were to grab all that. Okay, and then let's drag this into here. Let's rename that to Kubernetes roadmap. And then let's drop that on Yoink. This is where Yoink comes in handy. It holds it as a placeholder so I can open up my media pool and then drop it in. Roadmap right there. Okay, so if I did
full journey to start the full roadmap
right here. So let's drop this right here.
Full roadmap and to share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence about this because this doesn't necessarily represent the roadmap or journey that Mischa is going to take one on. It's kind of a crowdsourced view of the journey. So again, I'm just a little unsure if this is really the right thing. I mean, I might end up just using a more generic roadmap just because it's just, that's all we need. It's just the visual representation of a roadmap. So I don't know, this one's kind of cool. Let's load this one up. Although, what's this one? So that's interesting. This one's like a vertical. And I could do some kind of like a split screen or something. So let me grab this and download video. And then we'll grab, let's see, where did that go? Videos, roadmap. I think I like this one here. So let's do download and download. Okay, let's go back to here on the left. I like to load up downloads. Where are they though? Did I not just download those? What happened? Oh, they're still downloading? Interesting. CGV. Oh, 19. Oh, okay. I forgot. I had already configured Safari in preparation for this to download to CGV 19. So anything I download is already going into the right folder. Why is this one taking so long? 50 minutes just for a 6 megabyte video. That's weird. So let's just work with the other one for now. Let's see this one here. Okay, I'm going to rename this to be roadmap video vertical. And then I'm going to drop it over here, go into Resolve, go into video. Okay, roadmap there. Okay, that's kind of cool. I wonder if I could.
And I'm going to share you the full
roadmap. So let's say I wanted to drop that vertical video here into the B-roll. I got to be careful because I will overwrite that. Let's shrink it up, put it right here.
Share you the full roadmap
Okay.
and the full journey to start learning.
Okay, so if that's kind of cool, but it is
The full roadmap and
vertical and I'd need to do some kind of split screen. Now there is a split screen effect in motion effects, but honestly, I've tried to, I can't find a tutorial. I don't know how it works. I've tried to make it work before. So I don't know if I'm going to have the ability to pull that off here. What is it? Title, video transition, motion effects. No. Generator, no effects. Here we go. Split screen. That's the one. Oh, see, yeah, so that's cool. I like this split screen thing.
the full roadmap and the full journey to start.
Okay. I don't know. For some reason, I've that's actually pretty cool. It's just I've struggled to get that to work before, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Although it'd be nice to have Mischa on the side, but maybe what I could do is just shrink this up. Can I do that? I think here if I do zoom position, no zoom, yeah. Yep. No, I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Okay. But now position. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see that.
Full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer.
Now, is that too much to expand?
The full
that out?
roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to.
Okay, so move those aside. What I might do is use this logo, Kubernetes logo here, to then put this on the right-hand side. I don't know. Not quite sure. I like how he's being framed there. Let's just see what that looks like.
Share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes.
I don't know. I'm just not digging this. Maybe under here.
The full roadmap and the full journey.
And then
the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in. So I have one of the share you the full roadmap and the full.
What if I put the Kubernetes logo right on there? And then I took this and made it bigger. Let me see. That's interesting. If I just put, oops, the logo for Kubernetes right in the middle of that thing.
The full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in.
Okay, that's kind of interesting because I've got Kubernetes right on the roadmap.
The full roadmap and the full journey to start the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. Full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes.
Okay, so maybe right here, this is the from zero to full beginner. So maybe this is where we switch
from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's
from zero to a full Kubernetes. So this is where I'm also thinking 0 to hero. Maybe let's try one of those things. Is that too abstract to have something like that? Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy about these, but I'm interested in this first one. Let's see what that one looks like. Download video. And then let's see, did our other one finish ever? Network connection was lost. Okay, well, these are taking a bit, and that doesn't make for good video editing here. So I think I might wrap up here by watching this through and then saying thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting for you to get a glimpse into what I'm thinking, and we'll see what the final video looks like. Let's watch.
If you want to learn Kubernetes but you don't know where to begin, this is the video to watch. My name is Mischa. I've taught Kubernetes to over 1,000 people at this point, and I'm going to share you the full roadmap and the full journey to start learning Kubernetes from zero to a functional Kubernetes engineer. So let's jump in. So I have one of these